Taurus Weekly Guide. What to prioritize, what to postpone. This week holds a quiet turning point that could reshape the next several months of your life. And if you are a Taurus, you need to know exactly which doors to walk through and which ones to leave closed. Right now, you might be feeling a strange tension in your chest, a heaviness that is hard to name, something between restlessness and exhaustion, between wanting to charge ahead and wanting to curl up and wait for the storm to pass. And that feeling, that exact mix of anticipation and uncertainty, is the signal that a shift is already underway. You did not arrive at this video by accident. Something inside you is searching for direction, for clarity, for someone to look you in the eye and tell you, here is what matters this week and here is what can wait. That is exactly what we are going to do together. Over the next several minutes, I am going to walk you through the priorities and the postponements that the energy of this week is revealing for your sign. Some of what you hear will feel obvious. Other parts might surprise you, but all of it is meant for you. Right here, right now. So take a deep breath. Settle in. Let the noise of the day fall away for a little while, because what we are about to explore could save you from a decision you would regret, or give you the push you need toward a decision that changes everything. Tip 1. Prioritize the foundation before you worry about the walls. There is something happening beneath the surface of your life right now that most people would never notice. But you feel it. Taurus always feels the ground shifting before anyone else does. You are connected to the earth in a way that other signs simply are not. And that connection means you sense instability long before it becomes visible. This week, that instinct is trying to tell you something important. Before you chase new goals, before you start new projects, before you add anything else to your plate, you need to look down. You need to examine the foundation you are standing on and ask yourself honestly, is it solid? Because the most beautiful house in the world will collapse if the ground beneath it is cracked. And right now, there may be cracks in your foundation that you have been ignoring. Not because you are careless, but because you have been so busy keeping everything running on the surface that you have not had time to check what is underneath. Maybe the crack is financial. A small habit of overspending here and there that has quietly created stress you pretend does not exist. Maybe the crack is emotional, an unresolved feeling from weeks or months ago that you buried under busyness and routine. Maybe the crack is relational, a conversation you keep avoiding because it feels too heavy and the timing never seems right. Whatever it is, this week is asking you to go down to the foundation and take an honest look. This is not about tearing everything apart. It is about repair. It is about maintenance. It is about giving yourself the stability you need before the next wave of growth arrives. And trust me, that wave is coming. But if you try to ride it on a cracked foundation, you will not enjoy the ride. You will spend the whole time trying not to fall. So prioritize the basics this week. Look at your finances with clear eyes. Have the conversation you have been putting off. Tend to the emotional wound that you have been pretending is healed. These are not glamorous tasks. They are not exciting, but they are essential. And Taurus, you know better than anyone that the most lasting things in life are not built on excitement. They are built on solid ground. Every great tree you have ever admired started with roots you could not see. Those roots went deep into dark, unglamorous soil. They did not get applause. They did not get noticed. But without them, the tree would have been nothing more than a stick in the wind. You are the tree. This week, tend to your roots. Go deep. Get stable. Make the invisible repairs that no one else will see but that you will feel in every fiber of your being. Because when the foundation is solid, everything else becomes possible. Everything else becomes easier. Everything else becomes a matter of when, not if. Tip 2. Postpone the urge to fix everyone else's problems. I need to talk to you about something that is draining your energy far more than you realize. You are a natural protector, a natural provider, a natural anchor for the people around you. And because of that, you often find yourself carrying burdens that do not belong to you. This week, the energy is practically shouting at you to set those burdens down. Not permanently, not with cruelty, but with the quiet, firm love that says, I care about you deeply, but I cannot carry this for you anymore. There are people in your life right now who have come to rely on you in ways that are not sustainable. They bring their problems to your doorstep like packages they expect you to unwrap, sort through, and send back neatly organized. And you do it. Every single time. because you love them, because you are capable, because saying no feels selfish to someone with a heart as big as yours. But here is what is happening beneath the surface. Every time you pick up someone else's burden, you put down a piece of your own life. Every hour you spend fixing someone else's situation is an hour you do not spend tending to your own needs, your own dreams, your own healing. And over time, that imbalance creates something dangerous. It creates resentment. Not loud, explosive resentment, but the quiet kind. The kind that slowly poisons the love you have for the very people you are trying to help. You start to feel unappreciated, taken for granted, like no one notices how much you sacrifice. And the tragedy is, you created this pattern by never setting boundaries in the first place. This week, I want you to try something radical for a Taurus. I want you to let someone struggle, not cruelly, not with indifference, but with the understanding that their struggle is their teacher. And by stepping in every time, you are actually stealing their lessons from them. You are preventing them from growing. You are keeping them dependent on your strength instead of helping them discover their own. This does not mean you stop caring. It means you care differently. It means you offer a listening ear instead of a solution. It means you ask them what they think they should do instead of telling them what you would do. It means you trust that the people you love are capable of handling their own lives. Because they are. So this week, postpone the rescue mission. Let others carry their own weight for a while. And notice what happens when you do. Notice how much lighter you feel. Notice how much energy you suddenly have for your own life. Notice how the people around you start to rise up and surprise you with their own strength. That is what healthy love looks like. Not carrying others, but walking beside them while they carry themselves. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Tip 3. Prioritize your physical space as a mirror of your inner world. This might sound like a simple piece of advice, but for Taurus, it holds a power that most people underestimate. The space you live in is a direct reflection of the space inside you. When your home is cluttered, your mind is cluttered. When your surroundings are chaotic, your emotions become chaotic. And when your physical environment is calm, organized, and intentional, something inside you settles into peace. This week, the energy is calling you to look at your space with fresh eyes. Not to do a complete renovation, not to buy new things, but to clear out what no longer serves you. Start small. One drawer, one shelf, one corner of a room that has been collecting dust and forgotten items for too long. Pick it up. Sort through it. Ask yourself with each object, does this bring me peace or does this weigh me down? And let the answer guide your hands. There is something deeply therapeutic about this process for your sign. Taurus is ruled by the senses. You feel your environment in a way that goes beyond sight. The texture of your sheets, the smell of your living room, the sound of wind against your windows. These things affect your mood, your energy, and your ability to think clearly. So when your space is burdened with things you no longer need, you feel that burden in your body. It shows up as tension in your shoulders, as a foggy feeling in your head, as a low-level anxiety that you cannot quite explain. But when you clear the space, when you let go of the old to make room for the new, that tension releases. It is almost magical how it works, and it works every single time. This week is not about perfection. It is not about creating a magazine-worthy home. It is about creating a space that supports the person you are becoming. As you are changing, Taurus, you are evolving, and your environment needs to evolve with you. The old energy in those forgotten corners is holding you to a version of yourself that no longer fits. So let it go. Create breathing room. Open windows. Let fresh air in. Move things around. Change the arrangement of a room if it feels stale. Light something that smells wonderful. Play music that lifts your spirit. Transform your space, even in the smallest ways, and watch how your inner world transforms along with it. This is not superficial. This is sacred. For a Taurus, tending to your physical space is a form of self-love. And this week, self-love is your greatest priority. Tip 4. Postpone major financial decisions until the fog clears. I know this one might be hard to hear, especially if you have been counting on making a big financial move this week. But the energy around money right now is muddled for Taurus. Not blocked, not bad, just unclear. And when the energy is unclear, the worst thing you can do is force a major decision. Think of it like driving through heavy fog. The road is still there. The destination is still real. But if you speed ahead without being able to see clearly, you risk driving off course. Or worse. Right now, the fog around your financial picture is thick. Numbers that seem straightforward might be hiding complications. Opportunities that look golden might have fine print you are not seeing yet. Deals that feel urgent might not be as time-sensitive as they appear. This week is asking you to slow down. Not to stop, but to slow down long enough for the fog to lift. And it will lift. It always does. But trying to rush through it is where mistakes happen. And for Taurus, financial mistakes do not just affect your bank account. They affect your sense of security, your emotional well-being, your ability to sleep at night. You are a sign that needs to feel financially grounded in order to feel emotionally grounded. So when money is uncertain, everything else feels shaky too. The best thing you can do this week is gather information without acting on it. Research that investment, but do not sign anything yet. Look into that purchase, but do not commit yet. Review your budget, but do not restructure it yet. Let yourself sit in the discomfort of not knowing for a few more days. I know that is hard for you. Taurus likes things settled. Taurus likes things decided. But sometimes the most powerful financial decision you can make is the decision to wait. Patience is not passive. It is strategic. And this week, your patience is going to save you from something you cannot see yet. Trust that. Trust yourself. The clarity is coming. And when it arrives, you will be glad you waited. Because the decision you make with clear eyes will be infinitely better than the one you would have made in the fog. Tip 5. Prioritize the relationship that has been asking for your attention. There is someone in your life right now who has been reaching out to you. Not loudly, not dramatically, but consistently. They have been sending quiet signals that they need more of you. A longer conversation, a deeper connection, a moment where you put down your phone, turn off the distractions, and simply look them in the eyes and listen. And you have noticed these signals, Taurus. You just have not acted on them yet. Maybe because you are busy. Maybe because you are tired. Maybe because emotional depth feels like one more demand on your already stretched energy. But this week, prioritizing that relationship is not just important for them. It is important for you. Because Taurus thrives on deep connection. You are not built for shallow relationships and surface-level conversations. You need roots. You need loyalty. You need the kind of bond that weathers storms and grows stronger through the seasons. And the relationship I am talking about right now, it has that potential. But potential means nothing without investment. A seed can become a forest, but only if someone waters it. This week, be the one who waters it. Reach out first. Do not wait for them to try again. Pick up the phone. Send the message. Show up at their door if you have to. Let them know that you see them, that you hear them, that they matter to you in ways you have not been expressing. Because here is what happens when Taurus withdraws from emotional connection. You start to harden, not in a cruel way, but in a protective way. You build walls around your heart so gradually that you do not even notice them going up. And before you know it, you are surrounded by bricks and wondering why you feel so alone. This week is your chance to take down a few of those bricks. Not all of them, just enough to let someone in. Just enough to remind yourself that vulnerability is not weakness. It is the bravest thing a strong person can do. And you are strong, Taurus. Incredibly, beautifully strong. But strength without softness becomes rigidity. And rigidity breaks under pressure. So be strong and soft this week. Prioritize connection. Prioritize presence. Prioritize the kind of love that requires you to show up fully and perfectly and openly. The rewards of that showing up will echo through your life for months to come. Tip 6. Postpone the habit of saying yes when you mean not yet. There is a pattern in your life that has been costing you more than you realize. It is the pattern of agreeing to things before you have had time to think about them. Someone asks you for a favor, and before your brain has finished processing the request, your mouth has already said yes. An opportunity presents itself. And before you have weighed the pros and cons, you have already committed. A social invitation arrives. And even though every cell in your body is screaming for a quiet evening at home, you say, "Sure, I will be there." This pattern comes from a good place. It comes from your desire to be reliable, to be dependable, to be the person everyone can count on. And those are beautiful qualities, Taurus, but they become destructive when they override your own needs. Because every time you say yes when you mean not yet, you betray yourself a little. You send a message to your own heart that other people's needs are more important than yours. And over time, that message compounds into exhaustion, resentment, and a deep sense of losing yourself in the process of pleasing everyone else. This week, I want you to practice a new phrase. Let me think about it. That is it. 5 words that will change your life. Let me think about it. You do not have to say no. You do not have to say yes. You just give yourself the gift of time. Time to check in with your body. Time to ask yourself, do I actually want to do this, or do I just feel obligated? Time to consider whether this commitment aligns with what you need right now or pulls you further away from it. Most of the time, when you give yourself that pause, the answer becomes obvious. Sometimes the answer is a genuine, enthusiastic yes. And those yes feel incredible because they come from a real place. Other times, the answer is a clear, calm no. And those no's feel liberating because they come with no guilt attached. The magic is in the pause. The power is in the space between the question and your answer. So this week, postpone the automatic yes. Replace it with a thoughtful pause. Let people wait for your answer. And trust that anyone who truly respects you will have no problem giving you that time. Because they are not asking for a quick response. They are asking for an honest one. And honest responses need room to breathe. Tip 7. Prioritize learning something that feeds your soul. When was the last time you learned something purely for the joy of it? Not for work, not for obligation, not because someone told you that you should, but because something sparked your curiosity and you followed it like a trail of light through a dark forest. Taurus, you have an incredible capacity for deep learning. You are not the type who schemes the surface. When something interests you, you want to understand it fully, to hold it in your hands and examine every angle until it becomes a part of you. But lately, that part of you has been dormant. Life has been so full of responsibilities and routines that your natural curiosity has been pushed to the back of the line. This week, bring it forward. Find something that fascinates you and give yourself permission to explore it. It does not matter what it is. It could be the history of a place that has always intrigued you. It could be a new skill you have been meaning to develop. It could be a topic that has nothing to do with your daily life, but makes your eyes light up when someone mentions it. Whatever it is, follow that light. Because learning is not just about gaining knowledge. For Taurus, learning is a form of nourishment. It feeds a part of you that routines cannot reach. It reminds you that the world is vast and beautiful and endlessly interesting. It reconnects you with the sense of wonder that gets buried under the weight of adult responsibilities. And when that wonder comes back, everything else comes alive too. Your creativity wakes up. Your motivation returns. Your sense of purpose sharpens. It is like watering a garden after a long drought. The flowers were always there. They just needed rain. This week, be your own rain. Feed your mind something beautiful. Read that article that caught your eye. Watch that lecture that a friend recommended months ago. Start that book that has been sitting on your shelf untouched. Pick up that instrument that has been collecting dust in the corner. Whatever calls to you, answer. Because the curiosity you feed today becomes the wisdom that guides you tomorrow. And for a sign that values wisdom as deeply as Taurus does, that is not a luxury. That is a necessity. Your soul is hungry for something new. Do not let another week pass without feeding it. Tip 8. Postpone the tendency to replay past mistakes in your mind. You have a beautiful mind, Taurus. It is steady. It is thorough. It considers every angle before making a move. But that same beautiful mind has a shadow side. And this week, that shadow is trying to pull you backward. You have been replaying something from your past. A mistake you made. A moment you wish you could take back. A decision that led somewhere painful. And every time you replay it, you feel that same sting of regret, as fresh and sharp as the day it happened. I need you to understand something important. Your mind is lying to you. It is telling you that if you replay the mistake enough times, you will somehow fix it. That if you analyze it from every possible angle, you will find some hidden lesson you missed. That if you punish yourself with the memory just a little bit more, you will finally earn forgiveness. But that is not how healing works. Healing does not come from repetition, comes from release. And release does not mean pretending it never happened. It means acknowledging what happened, honoring the pain it caused, learning what it had to teach, and then putting it down, gently, firmly, permanently. You are not the person who made that mistake anymore. You have grown. You have changed. You have become wiser and more compassionate because of that experience. And continuing to carry it is like wearing clothes from 10 years ago and wondering why they no longer fit. They do not fit because you are bigger now. Not in the negative sense, but in the beautiful sense. You have expanded. Your heart is larger. Your understanding is deeper. Your capacity for love and forgiveness is greater than it was when that mistake was made. So this week, I am asking you to do something that might feel impossible at first. I am asking you to forgive yourself, truly, completely, without conditions or qualifications. Not because what happened does not matter, but because you matter more. Your present matters more. Your future matters more. And every moment you spend trapped in the past is a moment stolen from the incredible life that is waiting for you right now. Let it go, Taurus. Not all at once if that feels too overwhelming, but start. Start the process of release. Start the practice of self-forgiveness. Write a letter to your past self if that helps. Speak the words out loud in an empty room. Whatever method resonates with you. Begin, because the version of you that is free from that memory, that version is extraordinary, and this week is the perfect time to start becoming them. Some people watch, others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting, it's about moving. Tip 9. Prioritize listening to your body this week. Your body has been sending you messages, Taurus. Small ones at first. A twinge here, a tiredness there, a heaviness in your limbs that you brush off as just getting older or just being busy. But your body does not speak without reason. Every ache, every wave of fatigue, every unexplained tension is a message. And this week, you need to stop long enough to listen. Taurus is the most physically grounded sign in the entire wheel. Your body is not just a vehicle that carries you through life. It is a sensor, an antenna, a translator of energies that your conscious mind cannot always interpret. When something is wrong in your emotional world, your body knows first. When something is right in your spiritual world, your body celebrates first. It is your most honest companion, and you have been ignoring it. This week is about coming home to your body, and that starts with the simplest things. How are you sleeping? Not how many hours, but how deeply. Are you waking up rested, or are you dragging yourself out of bed feeling like you never slept at all? How are you eating? Not how much, but how mindfully. Are you nourishing yourself, or are you just filling the void with whatever is fast and convenient? How are you moving? Not how intensely, but how joyfully. Is your body getting the kind of movement that makes it feel alive, or has exercise become just another obligation on your list? These questions matter this week more than usual, because the answers will tell you exactly where your energy leaks are. And once you know where the leaks are, you can seal them. Start with one change. Just one. If you have been sleeping poorly, make tonight the night you turn off screens an hour early and let your body settle naturally. If you have been eating without thought, make one meal this week a sacred event. Slow, deliberate, savored with every sense. If you have been neglecting movement, take a walk. Not a punishing workout. A walk. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel the air on your skin. Let your body remember what it means to simply exist without performing. Your body is not your enemy. It is not something to be forced into submission or ignored until it breaks down. It is your oldest friend. It has carried you through every single day of your life without ever asking for credit. This week, give it the credit it deserves. Give it rest. Give it nourishment. Give it attention. And notice how when you listen to your body, your mind quiets down, your emotions stabilize, and your spirit soars. Tip 10. Postpone any decision made from fear rather than faith. This week, you might face a moment where you need to make a choice. And in that moment, two voices will compete for your attention. One is the voice of fear. Speaks quickly. It speaks loudly. It fills your mind with images of everything that could go wrong. Tells you to play it safe. To stay small. To choose the familiar over the unknown because at least the familiar cannot surprise you. The other voice is quieter. It is the voice of faith, not necessarily religious faith, but the deep bone-level trust that you are being guided towards something good. This voice does not shout. It whispers. It does not argue with fear. It simply waits for you to get still enough to hear it. This week, every major decision that comes your way needs to be filtered through one simple question. Am I choosing this because I trust it, or am I choosing this because I am afraid of the alternative? That one question will save you from so many wrong turns, because fear-based decisions always lead to the same place. A smaller life. A life built on avoidance rather than aspiration. A life where the walls close in a little more with each passing year, because you keep choosing the safe option over the soul option. And Taurus, your soul is tired of the safe option. It is ready for more. It is ready for expansion. It is ready for the kind of life that requires courage to build but rewards you with depth and meaning and joy that the safe path could never offer. So this week, when fear speaks first, let it. Listen to what it has to say. Acknowledge the worry, but then wait. Wait for the second voice, the one that comes from a deeper place, the one that says, I know this is scary, but this is right. I know the outcome is uncertain, but I trust the direction. I do not know every step, but I know the first one. And the first one is enough. That is the voice you follow this week, Taurus. Not the loud one, the true one. And here is something beautiful about faith-based decisions. Even when they do not lead where you expected, they always lead somewhere good. Because when you move from trust instead of fear, you are in alignment with something larger than yourself. You are cooperating with the flow of life instead of resisting it. And life has a way of rewarding cooperation. Not always immediately, not always obviously, but always eventually. Tip 11. Prioritize gratitude as a daily practice this week. I want to talk to you about something that seems small but carries enormous power. Gratitude. Not the generic surface-level kind where you list things you are supposed to be thankful for, but the deep-felt kind. The kind where you slow down enough to truly feel the weight of your blessings. The kind where your eyes might fill with tears not because you are sad, but because you are overwhelmed by how much good already exists in your life. Taurus, you have more to be grateful for than you have been acknowledging. Not because you are ungrateful, but because you have been so focused on what is missing, on what is broken, on what needs to be fixed, that you have lost sight of what is already whole. And what is whole is far more abundant than what is broken. This week, start each day with 3 minutes of genuine gratitude. Before you check your phone, before you look at your messages, before you think about your to-do list, just lie there for 3 minutes and think about what is good. The roof over your head, the breath in your lungs, the fact that you woke up at all, which is never guaranteed. The people who love you even when you are not at your best. The small pleasures that fill your days. The taste of your morning drink, the warmth of sunlight on your face, the sound of a voice you love. These are not small things. We call them small because they are constant. But constant blessings are the greatest blessings of all. A single spectacular sunset is beautiful, but a sun that rises faithfully every morning for your entire life, that is miraculous. And you have been living inside that miracle without noticing. This week, notice. Let the gratitude sink into your bones. Let it change the way you see your day. Because here is what gratitude does that nothing else can. It shifts your energy from lack to abundance instantly. When you focus on what is missing, you vibrate at the frequency of need. A need attracts more need. But when you focus on what is present, you vibrate at the frequency of fullness. And fullness attracts more fullness. It is not magic. It is not wishful thinking. It is a shift in perception that changes the way you interact with everything and everyone around you. People can feel it when you walk into a room carrying gratitude instead of complaint. They are drawn to it. They relax around it. They open up because your energy gives them permission to open up too. This week, be that person. Be the one who carries gratitude like a lantern in a dark hallway, not for anyone else's benefit, but because the light feels good in your own hands. Tip 12. Postpone the need to have all the answers right now. You are a thinker, Taurus, a planner, a builder. You like to know where things are going before you take the first step. And in many ways, that quality has served you beautifully throughout your life. It has kept you from impulsive mistakes. It has given you the patience to wait for the right moment. It has made you one of the most reliable and thoughtful people in any room you walk into. But this week, that same quality might work against you if you are not careful. Because not everything can be figured out right now. Some answers need time to ripen. Some questions are meant to be lived with rather than solved immediately. And some situations require you to sit in the uncomfortable space of not knowing. And trust that the knowing will come when it is ready. I understand how difficult this is for you. The space between a question and its answer can feel like standing on the edge of a cliff. Your mind races. Your stomach tightens. Every part of you wants to reach out and grab certainty like a rope in a storm. But sometimes the rope is not there yet. And that does not mean you are going to fall. It means you are learning to stand without holding on. This week, practice being comfortable with uncertainty. When your mind starts spinning with questions that have no answers yet, let it spin for a moment, then gently bring it back to the present. Remind yourself that you have survived every uncertain moment in your life so far. Every single one. And you did not survive by having all the answers in advance. You survived by showing up, doing your best, and trusting the process. That is all you need to do this week. Show up, do your best, and trust that the answers are forming in places you cannot see. They are assembling themselves behind the curtain. They are arranging themselves in patterns that will make perfect sense once they are revealed. But they are not ready yet. And rushing them will not speed them up. It will only exhaust you. So breathe. Wait. Let the mystery be a mystery for a little while longer. Not every question needs an answer today. Some of the most beautiful chapters of your life began with the words, "I have no idea what is going to happen next." And look where those chapters led you. They led you here. To this moment. To this understanding. To this wisdom. So trust the not knowing. It is not your enemy. It is your teacher. And what it is teaching you right now is patience. The very thing you are already so beautifully built for. This week is more significant than it appears on the surface, dear Taurus. Every priority you set and every postponement you honor is shaping the weeks and months that follow. You are not just making decisions for today. You are laying the groundwork for a season of your life that could be the most fulfilling one yet. But only if you are honest with yourself about what truly needs your attention and what is simply noise disguised as urgency. You have spent too long giving your energy to things that drain you while postponing the things that fill you up. This week, reverse that pattern. Put yourself first. Not in a selfish way. In a sacred way. The way you would tend to a garden you love. Pulling out the weeds, watering the flowers, making sure the soil is rich enough to support new growth. You are that garden. And no one can tend to it the way you can. The world will always ask for more of you. It will always present new demands, new crises, new reasons to put your own needs last. But you have reached a point in your life where you know better. You know that an empty well cannot quench anyone's thirst. You know that a dimmed flame cannot light anyone's path. So fill the well, fan the flame, take care of the quiet, steady, powerful force that lives inside you. It has carried you this far, and it will carry you so much further. But only if you give it what it needs to thrive. Go into this week with your eyes open and your heart steady. Trust your instincts. They have never led you astray. Not truly. Even the detours taught you something valuable. Even the delays brought you something you needed. There are no wasted steps in your journey. Only steps you have not yet understood the purpose of. And this week, some of that purpose is going to become very, very clear. Be ready for it. Be open to it. And above all, be kind to yourself through it. Because you deserve that kindness more than you will ever know. You have two options after this video. Close it and hope things shift. Or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.